Hello, and welcome to a new series on my channel that I will be calling Craft and Chat, where I will craft and I will chat, and you can listen if you'd like. My name is Faith, and today I'm working on some products for my small business. Right now I'm cutting some extra chain off of this ring design, and then I'm gonna switch out the charms in a second. The name of my business is 400 Luxe Links. I actually started it, I think back in 2019 under a completely different name and a completely different vibe. And the reason I'm switching these charms instead of just making a new one is because the price of gold has like absolutely skyrocketed recently. And so I'm kind of just remaking some of my current pieces for an upcoming market. The market is on February 7th. It's called the Daydream Art Market. It's in downtown St. Pete. And I plan to bring some of my, or most of my sun collection and most of my moon collection, which I might actually be calling the Luna collection. And honestly, I haven't even released that collection on my website. I mean, my Etsy shop. I don't have a website. I haven't released that collection on my Etsy shop or anywhere really. So I think that market will be the debut of that collection, or I might put it on my Etsy shop ahead of time for the market, just depending on how much time I have. But today I'm just working mostly on the sun collection. I actually probably should have photographed these linked rings with the seashell charms on it before I switch these charms, because I don't even have that design photographed yet. So I probably should have taken pictures before switching them, but I might just have to wait till after the market to do that. There's my sun-linked rings, all cute and ready for the market. Next, I'm gonna be doing my sunshine bracelet. I'm basically just turning this seashell bracelet into a sunshine bracelet. And I do have pictures of this seashell bracelet up on my Etsy, so I don't need to take pictures before I take it apart. Well, not take it apart, but switch out the charms. And this will be my first market in a while. I think my last market was in October. And honestly, I was kind of overwhelmed with that market. I kind of get overwhelmed for, well, just recently I've been getting overwhelmed for almost every market that I've been to recently. I don't know why. I feel like once I get there and I'm like, oh, this was not as serious as I thought it was. I think I'm just the type of person who likes to be over prepared instead of under prepared. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. Like yesterday, when I first confirmed that I was going to the market, I was honestly kind of panicking and doing a whole bunch of math to calculate how much supplies I would need to buy, how many displays I would need to buy. And you'd be surprised how much math is involved in jewelry making. I know it seems all fun and games, but it's really not. I had to count how many of these little charmies I needed. I had to measure how much chain I needed versus how much chain I have. But luckily this market is, I would say, a little less stressful than the last one I went to, because the last one that I went to had very strict requirements for the tent weights. And then when I got there, pretty much nobody was following the requirements. And I was like kind of annoyed because I went like way out of my way and spent tons of money to make sure I was like fulfilling the requirements. I honestly don't think the market runners noticed or cared that nobody was following the rules. So if I do that market again, I might just also ignore the tent weight rules because I'm not that strong. So like it was honestly really hard for me to carry a whole bunch of tent weights. Anyway, the market that I'm going to on February 7th, I will just have a little table set up. So I won't need to worry about my tent and my tent weights. And if you're wondering, the gold that I work with is 14 karat gold filled. So it is pretty high quality. It's also pretty expensive. In all of the market stress, I have just been trying to like remind myself that like I do this for fun. This is supposed to be fun and enjoyable. And also most people probably spend hundreds of dollars on their hobbies and don't make anything in return, or don't even try to make anything in return for their craft. There's lots of people that do that. So just keeping that in mind helps me like not be so stressed over the insane amounts of money that I have to spend, because gold hit 4,000 an ounce a few months ago for literally the first time in history. And so like all of my supplies have just gone up and up and up and up in price. So next time you're at a jewelry shop and or at a market and you are complaining to a jeweler about their prices, just know that we hate the prices as much as you do. We probably have the same complaints towards our suppliers. But also, it is jewelry. Like, it's not, I was about to say, like, it's not a scarf or a hat. It's like an accessory that's made out of jewels and metal. But honestly, some scarves and hats are really nice and could be as expensive as jewelry. So maybe that was not a good comparison. All right, my sun bracelet is all done. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm gonna work on next. I'm actually gonna work on my sun anklet next, which is probably going to be just as boring to watch as the bracelet because it's essentially just a long bracelet. I honestly don't know if I've ever sold any anklets at all, so I'm only bringing 3 to the market. I don't even wear anklets myself, but my friend who owns a business, a jewelry business, sells a lot of anklets. So I was like, oh, maybe that's something I should at least offer in my business, because it's not like it's too complicated to make. It's just a long bracelet. But I feel like product photography is a little bit harder for anklets because you have to be willing to post feet pics, and I'm not. So far my like product photography for the anklets is just like on a display stand or a flat lay. I would say my favorite piece of jewelry from my Sun collection right now is the Sun choker, the Sunshine necklace. I wear that pretty much all the time. I think it was kind of like the first, maybe not the first, but like one of the first. Oh, I'm holding two of them. Oh my gosh, I'm holding three of them. They're all sticking together. I think the Sunshine necklace was like definitely for sure the first in the Sunshine collection that I made. And then one of the first in like my quote unquote rebrand. It wasn't really a rebrand. It was just like, I just realized that I need collections, like things that match each other so that people can like feel like put together and buy like more than just one little one-off thing at once. And so that my brand can just be more like cohesive. And so as of right now, in my Etsy shop, I have 3 collections. I have my pearl collection. Oh, I just took this whole jump ring off. I have my pearl collection, my shell collection, and my sun collection. And there's a little bit of overlap between the shell collection and the pearl collection. Like there's some things that have both pearl and shell elements in them. Oh, that's not the right place. Sorry for the silence. I just need to count out how many links in between there's supposed to be. I'm very, very like particular about that sort of thing. Like in the anklets, all the charms are exactly 9 links apart. And in my like chokers and bracelets, all the charms and the linked rings are exactly 6 links apart. I like to use multiples of 3 in my designs. I'm not sure why I'm so drawn to that. Three more charms to go. I think this might be the last thing I craft in this video, just because I'm running out of charms. Like I only have 3 sun charms left after these 2. And all the designs that I have left to craft require a lot more than 3 charms. I might just be like cutting chain for the rest of the video because I still want to prep the chain that I have for the charms that are in the mail. And there's my sunshine anklet all done. I lied. Here's another thing I could do is take this little charm off of this hoop. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be keeping the sun hoops and the shell hoops in my shop because I don't know. I'm just bad with guessing like how popular earrings will be and different types of earrings and different types of earring designs because I don't have my ears pierced, which I know is bizarre for someone who makes jewelry. All right, my sunset necklace is all done because I already have the chain all cut. I might be doing something with this mess. I kind of attached a bunch of things to this uncut chain to remind myself what I was going to use the uncut chain for, but I think I really have to think about it and figure out what it was. Okay, so this is interesting. This looks like the ring part of a hand chain, but I'm not bringing any silver hand chains to the event. So I'm only bringing gold hand chains. So let me unconnect that or disconnect that. That's the better word. Okay. So that looks like one bracelet here. And this looks like something. Hold on, what on earth was I doing? Okay, what? What is any of that? I'm gonna take a look at what I've already made and maybe that will jog my memory of what needs to be made. Okay, it looks like I already have the silver lariats done and I have the silver anklet done. I'm not bringing any silver chokers, not bringing any silver hand chains, not bringing any silver earrings. So I think the only thing left is 2 bracelets. So, you know, this is one bracelet, I think. I don't know why I did any of this. Let me count these links, see if this is at least correct. Okay. 6 and 6, that's 3, 6, 9, 10. But what's going on here? That's not correct. This needs to be farther away. Let's see, 3, 3, oh, that's correct. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. I think I just need 2 bracelets. I think I need to like go through the mental list in my head. When I go through like lists in my head of what I need to make for my business, I always start with like where you wear it, like top down. So like earrings, I'm not bringing any silver earrings. Chokers, I'm not bringing any silver chokers. Lariats, I'm only bringing 2 and I have 2 made. And then bracelets, well, I'm not bringing any waist chains, obviously. Bracelets, I'm bringing 2 silver bracelets. That's one right there. Hand chains, I'm not bringing any. Rings, I'm not bringing any. Anklets, I'm bringing 1 and I already have 1 made. Okay, so all of this is just a bunch of nonsense and I just need 2 bracelets. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this. Well, actually, let me not cut it. Let me disconnect these things and see how much chain I actually have, because these might be like 2 long pieces connected or 5,000 short pieces connected. I don't know until I pull it apart. Okay, there's this. My guess is this is 14 inches because I thought I had a silver choker made and it kind of looks like I don't. So my guess is that's 14 inches. So I kind of think I don't need to use that. And then this looks like a bracelet. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this little thing can go right there. Okay. Three. Wait, no, maybe I did this wrong. Oh, here it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This can go here. And then I can cut that. Okay. And is this in the right place? 1, 2, 3. No, this needs to be moved over 1. I kind of feel bad for silver girls because gold jewelry is so popular now that like nobody is really keeping a whole lot of silver options in stock, and I'm definitely contributing to the problem. And this actually looks like way less than 14 because each of these bracelets should be like 6, 6.5. Okay. Well, I'm gonna cut it here. My cutters are pretty weak, but they're pink, which makes it fun. Okay, now I have 2 separate bracelets, except this has some extra chain here. And then the extenders. First of all the extenders need to be cleaned. Second of all, one of them is longer than the other. What's going on with that? How long is this bracelet extender? Oh, that actually looks way too short. Let me get my measuring thing. Here's my measuring thing. I want the extenders to help it adjust from, like I want them to be adjustable from 6.5 to 8 inches. Okay, so right now the bracelet kind of ends a little bit over 6.5, which is fine. And then that gives me, it's kind of hard to tell though because all the charms are in the way and the chain isn't laying perfectly flat. But it looks like even this shorter one is long enough, which means that these other ones are too long. I'm gonna see if I have shorter ones to switch them out with before I cut them because I don't want to waste them. Okay, these are some of the extra ones. Three, 6, 9, 12. Okay, I feel like 12 is a good number of links. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. I think I should just start cutting some of these. Let me see, because I don't want to waste the chain by cutting it too short. That one is so long. See what's going on here. Sometimes I have to kind of pull the links apart when I'm measuring them because they don't really always lay flat. Did I say this one was 16 links? 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to cut that one though because I'm going to need it for a choker. Yeah, I want to save one that's exactly 2 inches for a choker. This one is a little bit less than 2. What? How many links is this? 3, 6, 9, 12. This is the same number of links. I think I'm going insane. 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, those are exactly the same size. I'm just crazy. And then I'm gonna measure the one that's on my other choker. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. Okay, I want to save this one for a choker. I'm totally gonna forget what I'm saving that for. And then for the bracelets, I still have to make 3 more gold bracelets. So I have to find a way to get these 2 to be 1.5 each. That's kind of crazy. Or I'll have to cut something off of my pearl one maybe. Let's see. How many links would 1.5 be? How many? What's this? Now we're getting to the boring part of the video where you just have to listen to me measure instead of actually talking about interesting things. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, that works because 12 is actually a multiple of 3. So yeah, I think I'll just cut 4 links off of this one. Okay, now the sun bracelet is all done. Okay, this one is the shiniest and doesn't need to be cleaned, so I should definitely use that for something. Oh, this is literally all of the silver that I still need, so yeah, I might just wait. Is this one already done? 3, 6, 9. Oh, that one's done. Okay. So I might switch these 2 and then cut a link off of it or more, depending on how many it takes to get to 12. And then I have extra silver chain in case someone orders a silver bracelet online. 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh my gosh, I'm cutting it in the wrong place. 3, 6, 9, 12. No, I wasn't. Okay. Now these bracelets are not done because I still need to wait for the moon charms to come in, but at least they're measured out. And this is just scraps. Let me take this off. well, not scraps, because this is enough to make a whole anklet or a whole bracelet. I know I said like literally 3 crafts ago that like that was gonna be my last craft, but it's actually not, as you could tell. Oh, let me measure to see if this is 1 inch, because then I can use it for a pair of earrings. I'm gonna have to hold it with the pliers. Yes, I can use it for earrings. Okay. So I have 27.5 inches of gold chain here, and I wrote down what I'm supposed to do with this 27.5 inches. But I kind of don't remember. So I think a great way to start is gonna be attaching a clasp to this end. And then I'm gonna use 2 of these, or maybe 3 of these, to start making earrings, even though the earrings need 4 charms per pair. It's good to at least get a start. Or I could use it to start making the bracelet. We'll see. And here's a jump ring. If anyone was watching this because they wanted like actual like jewelry crafting tips, I could give those too, I guess. Sometimes it's just hard to put advice into words, because so much of crafting anything really, not just jewelry, is like kind of like a learn as you go experience. Like I have been doing this since 2019, and I'm definitely way more like skilled and knowledgeable than I was when I started. Sorry, I had to grab some jump rings to start this. Well, actually, I don't know if I'm supposed to use this for a bracelet or what I'm supposed to use this for, so I'm gonna start on the earrings. Okay, so the earrings involve teeny tiny pieces of chain. And this is actually an earring design that's not on my Etsy shop yet. So YouTube will be the first to see half of the earring design, because I don't actually have the earrings. I just have the charms and the chain that's gonna dangle from the earrings. Okay, this is gonna be the closest to 1 inch. So let me, okay, it's a little bit over 1 inch. Oh, I moved it. Okay. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. I want it to be 15. How many links? Actually, I don't need to know how many links this is, because the silver links are a little bit longer than the gold links, and that really irks me. So and that's 14. That's fine, I guess. Okay. Whatever this is, it needs to be 1 inch. Let me attach the charm first. And like I was saying about earrings before, I kind of have no idea if these earrings are gonna do well or not, because I don't have my ears pierced. So I've never like shopped for earrings. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay. That kind of works out, I think. I kind of want to leave 16 on there just in case. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, I'm going to cut right there. Because then it's 15 in between where the jump rings are. Okay, so there's that little piece. And then I think I want to do a 2-inch piece, which I think this one's gonna be the closest to 2 inches. Yeah, these earrings are going to have butterfly backs. And I've seen in advertisements recently that people don't like butterfly backs. And I don't know why, because I don't have my ears pierced. So I don't know like if they're just hard to put on or they're uncomfortable or what. But I'm also like, is that true that people don't like butterfly backs? Or is that just a marketing tactic of the people who sell flat backs? And I can't use flat backs with this design because these chains are literally going to be hanging from the butterfly backs. So like the chains will kind of dangle down from behind your ears, which I think is like super cool and unique. And it allows me to put like 2 chains on each earring because there's 2 like loops in the butterfly back. Whereas like most earrings that have a loop in the front for something to hang down from, it's just the one. So I feel like 2 kind of chains with charms on them adds more like dynamic to, sorry, you just had to watch me pull my hair off the table. I just feel like the 2 chains and 2 charms adds a little bit of uniqueness, a little bit of something to the situation. Oh, I almost just cut it way too short. I'm gonna cut it here. Yeah, that looks good. Because it'll be like this. Like this, hanging from the back of an earring, and then the front of the earring is gonna be a little circle too. I'm so excited to make this design. That's kind of what it'll look like. I love it. And then there's gonna be a moon version and a silver moon version. It's gonna be so cute and so fun. Okay, and then I don't know if I want to cut any more of these yet because I don't know what the best way to use these chains is. I think I remember telling myself that I'm going to use this piece and this piece as the ring part of the 2 hand chains, and then use the other 2 inches as either for the linked rings or for the earrings. So let me measure out the 3 inches for the hand chain, for the ring part of the hand chain at least. Okay, that's gonna be right here. And then before I actually loop it around, I want to measure it to make sure that the other hand chain is going to be the same ring size. Okay, there's a jump ring for me. And then oh, this is going to be hard to measure. Actually, maybe if I kind of hang, let's see, where did I put the jump ring? Oh, there it is. Okay, I actually don't even know what I'm attempting to do. Okay, I think these are about as lined up as they're going to be, but they're still not perfectly lined up. Okay, I think that's about as close as I'm gonna get. So I'm gonna put the jump ring here. And then I'm gonna loop it. Close it. And then I'm gonna loop this one. And then I'm gonna cut this off because it's just not long enough to be the connecting piece of the hand chain. So it's just gonna have to be cut right off and used for something else. Then same with this one, I'm pretty sure. Yep, not long enough. Okay, now I need to decide if is this enough? I don't know, because I need to make a second pair of earrings, which is gonna require another hold on. So for this pair, I'm gonna need one more 2-inch piece. And then for my second pair, I'm gonna need 2 more 2-inch pieces and a 1-inch piece. And I kind of think that I'm gonna get a 1-inch piece off of this, but I'm not entirely sure yet. Because I also still need a piece for the other linked rings. So I'm gonna make another pair of these. Now this one's actually a little bit less than 2 inches, or it's pretty close. Okay. Okay. Cutting chain is just so scary because it's so much more expensive than you think it is if you don't make jewelry. So it's like, you're just, like if you cut wrong, it's like you're wasting so much money. So, okay, let's say this is a pair. Wait, let me see if any of these are over 2 inches. Okay, this one's over 2 inches. So this one I could cut up into, like, this could be the long piece of the other earring. And then this could be the short piece of that earring and the short piece in the other pair. Kind of looks like I don't have enough. Oh my gosh, because the other pair is gonna need 1, 2 2-inch pieces, another 1-inch piece. I guess I'm supposed to get a 1-inch piece from here. And then this 2-inch piece for the rings. Okay, I have enough. And I ordered 4 more inches of chain than I think I need. So, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when gold is this expensive, you can't just be ordering like 6 extra inches of chain. So, I'm too scared to cut this yet. I'm honestly too scared to cut any of these until I have the charms. Yeah, I might have to end this video now because I'm getting scared of cutting chain, which, you know, goes back to what I was saying about reminding myself that, like, I do this for fun. This is supposed to be fun. I'm not supposed to be stressing out over how many 1-inch pieces of chain I need. But I do think I'm going to wait until I get the charms. So I will make another, well, I might make another craft and chat when I get those charms. And in that video, I might keep talking about the actual craft, or I might talk about, you know, life and things outside of crafting while I craft. It just so happened that, like, this video, I just naturally started talking about exactly what I was doing. But I think in future videos in this series, I might just talk about anything, because I want to add more of, like, a variety into my life. Now I'm rambling without crafting. You'll just have to wait for that speech in the next craft and chat. So have a good day. I hope you crafted something along with me, or at least enjoyed listening to me talk.